While the world is following the Iran issue, guys, we're missing this.
I have some breaking news. I want to bring this in now. I've been telling everybody about the Austin mass shooter, and now we have a picture. And this is what we're finding out. Per multiple federal law enforcement sources to our own Bill Maloogian, the Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in Pflugerville, Texas. Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today.
Okay.
And remember what we said he had in his possession and was also wearing. The shooter was wearing clothing that said Allah on it. His sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside. And remember what Representative Michael McCall of Texas just told me last hour. He said, Harris, in my own backyard, just last night, we had an event that possibly could have been terror-inspired right here in Austin, Texas. This is what he was talking about. Brett, I was reminding Americans
this is
not a new place for us to be in terms of keeping our heads on a swivel. But it bears repeating. We've lost Americans in the fight on the battlefield, and protecting the homeland now is also something that we must be on the alert. Now, authorities have not tied this Austin situation to what's happening in the Middle East as terror related to that, but they are investigating it just moments ago, confirming as a possible terror attack.
Okay, guys, hold on. What's interesting here is that, okay, so he's wearing a shirt that says property of Allah. Obviously, we do know the main religion, the key religion, specifically the only religion, let's say recognized religion in Iran is the Muslim faith, Islam, right? So, okay. He's also wearing an Iranian shirt. Okay, he's also from Senegal. What's interesting about Senegal is that Senegal is a hotbed for Boko Haram. Basically, the same reason why Trump decided to kind of go really hard at Nigeria is because of Boko Haram. All right, understand this here. And so could he be like super tied to Boko Haram being from Senegal? Yeah, pretty high chances, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest here, because you have to do what you have to do when you're living in some of these places. And I do think that most likely he got involved in this, specifically if he went out and did something as crazy as this here. Hopefully not too many lives were lost. We still have not gotten that information yet, though.
Reaction.
Well, we have to remain vigilant. I mean,
Absolutely.
he was a religious figure. We don't know if this attack was associated, but it very well may be. But the fact is, this isn't a representation of how most people from that region feel. The Iranian people, they fear their own rulers more than our own military. They hate, their own oppressive rulers than anyone else. And we may see more attacks like this. We have to be vigilant. There are proxy groups everywhere that are looking for ways to harm Americans and hurt Americans. And but the fact of the matter is, overall, there are images right now showing most Iranians and most Shias celebrating today, not because of war, but because they hate their own rulers more than anyone else. That's a sign that we're striking, not just at their military, we're striking at the legitimacy of a brutal regime. The Iranian people want better relationships with the West. They have the potential to be our biggest ally. I think it's important we collectively separate the terrorist regime from that of the majority Iranian people. These people have spent decades, trying to hurt us. And so the fact is, again, we just need to remain vigilant in the wake of these strikes.
Look, I don't want to make too much out of this because the FBI and federal authorities have to do their jobs and tell us what the facts are with this particular case. What you are looking at on your screen right now, the man that they suspect to be the Austin, Texas shooter. And he is 53 years old. And I don't know if you had seen this as well. There were all sorts of descriptions about age, but now we know some specificity. He's 53-year-old American citizen, naturalized, originally from Senegal. He is wearing a sweater, and you can see here a sweater that says "Property of Allah" with an undershirt in the Iranian flag. I want to ask you about this. We had a tremendous amount of people come across the border, and I can't ignore this because this is just fact, Brett. There are a lot of people in this country, we don't know if they're being radicalized. Maybe some came in and they participated in that or led the way or have become something different while they're here. But it matters letting millions of people come in and you have no way to vet them. And that's what happened under the Biden administration. We're catching up, But a lot of those people are still here. Your thought?
Okay, guys, yeah, but I get what she's trying to go, but this doesn't correlate. Specifically, if he's a naturalized, American citizen here, this is not the same situation. But I get where you're going here. You're talking about like sleeper cell type of conversations, but that's not what I don't think that this is what this is. But we'll definitely talk more once we're done here.
Well, with that, as well as what's going on overseas, there's been a seismic shift in global security. Right, that regime over there in Iran is, fragile. After decades of corruption, that border for years was a perfect place for the Iranian regime to send some of their proxy groups undetected. I don't know if you remember years ago, we almost had an attack in D.C. where Iranians were sent in to try and kill the Saudi ambassador at the time. There are humans out there that want to hurt us, and right now there is a complete structural shock to the Iranian regime and their way of life. Their internal system is highly centralized around this supreme leader, and that religious leader is gone. I think that was one of the reasons that President Trump initially had maybe held off the Israelis striking Khamenei, because he was such a religious figure. But that's changed now. We've removed that node, and it's created this uncertainty inside the clerical establishment across the proxy networks globally, and we need to just pay attention for more attacks like this.
Okay, guys, hold on. Let me go back to this man's shirt. Let me see it deeply here. Okay, let's talk about this here. Generally, when someone does something absolutely heinous like this guy did here, we still I don't have any details because I wasn't given any details kind of on the topic here. I was just given the video and said, hey, look, check it out. But here's the thing, guys. When you go and do something as heinous as what this man did here, and then you wear a shirt, a statement piece specifically, then underneath it, you're wearing the Iranian flag underneath it so basically two statements. I'm guessing he thought by default he wasn't going to make it, right? Because whatever was going to happen, he was going to be put down, basically, right? I think that's what he was probably hoping for, hence the reason why he is wearing army fatigues, and then also, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt that says property of Allah with an Iranian flag underneath it. This was nothing more than a statement. People just do not wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do this here. They always have a reason, okay? They always have a statement that they're trying to push, regardless of how absolutely irrelevant it is here. But that's what they're doing here. So yeah, the shirt means something. It probably means everything to him. I'm going to be honest here. Being from Senegal, it makes sense that he would wear a shirt like that again, because that's just what they generally are in Senegal, right? Most Senegalese are of like the Muslim faith here, guys. It is what it is here, guys. So we can't really communicate about what would really happen here, the motives, because it doesn't seem like we have any actual motives here. I'm sure as things are developing, because it definitely feels like a developing story, specifically if things were actually so cryptic here. I'm trying to see if there is any information here. Okay, so there was an update about 8 minutes ago. So there were 3 people that lost their lives here, guys. 13 people were injured. Hold on. Including the shooter. Wait, did he make it or did he not make it here, guys? No, he didn't make it. Okay. Clap that up, guys, because that's a bad man. I'm sorry. Okay, so he did not make it here. The FBI is trying to compare it to other acts of terror. His shirt was obvious. Okay. And obviously this is all going on during this time. So obviously they're going to try to correlate these issues, but it would make sense again based off the sweatshirt and the undershirt. But again, guys, if there is any more information that comes out, if we can get some confirmations on things, I definitely want to follow this story specifically because because I don't see anyone talking about it. All right, everyone is stuck specifically on Iran because that's what everyone is sending, like all of the commentators, basically. All right. But this story, I think, needs a lot more attention so we can possibly get a lot more information kind of about what exactly this is. Like, do we have to now be worried about like a Boko Haram based sleeper cell in the United States of America? Is it plausible? And the fact that he's naturalized means he's been here for a while, guys. He's legal, right? So that's scary, bro. All right. Truth be told here. And again, Boko Haram, along with the Houthis and Hezbollah and Hamas, I don't really see much of a difference, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest. They're all absolute zealots, right? And it does make sense that they would possibly massively support the Iranian regime completely. It makes sense to me, at least. But listen, again, as the story develops, we'll definitely comment more if there's any more information on it. But in the meantime, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.